Hello everybody, my name is the Chef and welcome back to another OnePiece Bounty Rush video. In today's video we're going to be taking a little break from the character showcases. I want to bring a few more things to the channel so it's not just battles. Now, don't panic. We are going to be doing all that crazy battling with the weird commentary still. That is going to be our main source of content, but I do want to bring a little bit of variety to this channel. More of these, character ideas, maybe some gameplay tips. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this one. This is going to be part 2 of the characters that I want to see come to OnePiece Bounty Rush. Now, the first person I want to see come to this game out of the 5 is my boy, Diamond Jozu. Now, I don't know if there's a rapper out there yet that's got a Diamond Jozu piece around his neck, but that's bound to happen at some point. I've seen people with like Dragon Ball Z, diamond pendants and shit, but Jozu is basically form-fitted for that specific thing. But anyways, that's besides the point. So let's get into this. So Diamond Jozu, I want to see him as a 4-star defender, a Bounty Fest unit probably. Now the skills that I gave him were, skill 1 rather is the shoulder tackle. I didn't know what to call it. I just see him like body checking dudes in the show. But skill 1, shoulder tackle, 700 damage and nullifies stagger. A long range charge attack that knocks back enemies and ignores defense. So pretty much just like a lunging attack similar to like Bullet's punch, but with a little bit of a longer range. So you can actually, go pretty much along a whole length. I wouldn't say a whole length of a map, but maybe like a quarter length of the map, so you can actually hit multiple people if they're in a line. Like it would be perfect on those maps that have long straight paths like Arlong Park, for example. It would be really nice. It ignores defense, so it's quite powerful. And with the current bounty fests they're putting out nowadays and the EX characters, everybody's pretty damn strong. So I try to make, keep up with the power creep with these characters here. So skill 2, Diamond Body. So invincible for a set period of time and reflects 20% enemy damage back at them with every hit. When invincibility wears off, reduce damage received by 30%, which lasts 20 seconds. So you'll be invincible, and pretty much every attack that they do, 20% of the damage that they would normally inflict on you gets reflected back at them. That's just because he's made of diamonds. Diamonds are reflective, and diamonds are beautiful. So character traits. Reduces damage from power users by 30% and increases damage to power users by an additional 30%. Because he is made of diamond and he's probably a hockey beast, we did see in the show that he was able to actually hit power users. So I think it would be fair to give him something like that. And because he's a bounty fest and a pretty hype character in my opinion, he needs to be a little bit beefy. Look at those beefy broad shoulders. Anyways, trait 1, when an ally is KO'd, recover 15% HP, and when an ally is KO'd, boost defense by 30% for 20 seconds, which cannot stack. So he's got similar to like the Moria traits, giving him a little bit of extra survivability. Not to say he isn't already tanky as fuck, because he can get a total of 30% or 60% reduced damage from power users, which doesn't leave him fully invulnerable. I feel like non-power users like Rayleigh or Shanks, for example, could probably do really good against this character. So with that, trait 2, when hit in diamond body form, reduce cooldown of skill 1 by 10%. I don't think that's broken by any means, because you wouldn't want to hit him anyways. You would be taking damage, but if you did make a mistake and hit him, you're going to be helping him reduce the skill a little bit. And also, when you knock down an enemy, boost attack by 30% for 20 seconds, giving him a little bit of extra damage. So overall, you tell me. I think this character would be awesome to have in the game. He was one of my favorite commanders of the Whitebeard Pirates, and we definitely need to see more of the commanders. So with that, let's move on to the next one. So the next character I'd like to see on the list is General Frankie. That is his mech form when he assimilates with his tank and his motorcycle, I believe. But anyways, I want him to be a 4-star Cola Defender unit. So we do need more units in the Cola shop, and also we need more Frankie units that are actually decent, because we don't have any that are really good, and I feel like this would be an awesome addition to the game. So as for that, the character skills, skill 1, General Ashimoto Dangerous. So 7,000 fixed damage, mid-range area spin attack that knocks down enemies, reduces all their stats by 10%. So that's speed, defense, and attack, and it lasts 20 seconds. So I wanted to put it like as a fixed damage, because that it actually does. I actually like fixed damage abilities as much as some people talk shit about them. They actually do put in, they can put in work, especially if they're super tanky defensive characters like Fujitora, for example, where you're almost doing no damage whatsoever to them. But yeah, with that, skill 2, the General Cannon. It's a long-range charge skill. Uncharged, 550 damage. It knocks with an area explosion effect, knockback. And fully charged is 700 damage with a high critical hit chance, knockback area explosion effect. So it would be similar to like his time skip Frankie version, where he shoots that big laser beam. But this one would be a little bit more hefty and do a little bit more damage, because Frankie's laser beams are pretty much his like signature attacks. But yeah, I mean, I think it would be nice. It has a high critical hit chance, which you have a chance of doing like massive damage, which is pretty nice. But with that, let's move on to the traits. So this is a special trait that I wanted to give this character specifically, because I want to introduce some new concepts to the game too that I think would be pretty fun. So when this is an RNG custom character trait, I'd say. So when consuming colas, like those little colas you find on the map that give you the speed boost, increase defense by 20% and heal 15% HP. So not only can he heal from eating the meat on the map, but he can heal from drinking the colas a little bit as well, and get a little bit more tanky. I think it would be pretty fun, because it also goes with the theme of Frankie being a cola cyborg, a cola powered cyborg rather. So with that, trait 1, when in the area around your captured treasure, reduce damage received by 30% and reduce damage received from attackers by 20%. So he's going to be taking a lot less damage from attackers, similar to that new Katakuri. And I feel that, attackers that have swords and guns and whatever, people that are supposed to deal heavy damage, he's very heavily armored, so he should be reducing damage from like the heavy attacking units. Increased damage dealt to enemies when in reduced status by 30%. So if you manage to nail them with your sword with the General Ashimoto Dangerous, and they have a reduced stat, you'll be doing a little bit extra damage. So trait 2, when receiving damage from an enemy which is less than 20% of your max HP, reduce damage received by an additional 30%. And when knocked down close to an enemy, deal 5% damage to their HP. So if you get knocked down and you land on an enemy, you're going to be doing a little bit of extra damage when you knock down or when you fall on top of them, because he does have an ability in the show where he actually just flops over on his enemies, which is actually a pretty hilarious moment. So I think that would kind of go well with his this character here to have that trait. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. So the third character I want to see is actually Margaret. Now, she would be a 3-star attacker in my mind. One of those free-to-play event characters you get similar to Rebecca. The reason I like these free-to-play characters is that they're fairly easy to grind up. They're good for character support for your team. And, it's just kind of fun playing new characters. And, we need a couple more of these female characters, because I think there's some of them that have a lot of potential that are not going to be in the game anytime soon, but I would like to see this character. So character skills, the first skill, I didn't know what to call their attacks again. So skill 1, the long shot, 600 damage, shoots a hockey imbued arrow at a long range and reduces enemy speed by 10%. So I think it would be similar to like Soga King's long range ability, but with this one, it's just a straight attack. It doesn't inflict a flame or anything, but it can reduce speed, so she has a little bit of a chance to get away if he is close quarters or if they're running towards you. So skill 2, the Kuja arrow barrage. Again, I don't have names, so I'm just making these up as I go. So step 1, it would be a 2-step attack. Surround yourself with Kuja pirates, protecting you from damage for 3 seconds. So kind of nice little invincibility trait there. And the second step, 95 damage, maximum 6 hits, sets a mid-range area attack that damages enemies continuously for a set period of time, which lasts for 3 seconds. So similar to Boa, the green bikini Boa Hancock's attack where she shoots her arrows in the air and it comes raining down. I'd like to see something similar to that, but she gets a little invincibility while she's inside shooting those arrows. It doesn't do too much damage, like only if you're somehow managed to like sit inside for all 6 hits you might take a lot of damage, but I think it's a pretty fair amount of damage for that amount of time. So character traits for her unique traits would be deals increased damage to power users because she's a hockey user, and also deals increased damage to male characters by 10% because she is one of the Kuja tribe members, and they're not really fond of men, at least until the arrival of Luffy. So trait 1, when in your treasure area, increase damage by 30%. So typical attacker trait. But while being in your area, you can kind of snipe people from your own treasure, which is quite nice. And when in your treasure area, reduce skill 2 cooldown time by 15%, which is, it's not the hugest, but again, she's a free-to-play character, so, I don't want to make her too busted. She does have some nice skills already. So trait 2, when you KO an enemy, increase speed by 15%, giving her a little bit of maneuverability, around the map, or, just being able to escape if people start pressing you. So, yeah, with that, let's move on to the next one. The next character I want to see in the game is actually Afro Luffy. This is number 4 on the list. 4-star attacker. I'd probably want to see him come out on like a step-up banner, because I don't think that he's hype enough for people to drop their stones on a bounty fest for him. At least for me he is. I'd be down to spend all my stones on Afro Luffy. I mean, just look at the dude. He's got that sweet afro, same hairstyle as me currently, well, kind of, and got some nice boxing gloves, and he's got his manager Usopp in the corner backing him up. A really epic moment in the show. Unfortunately, he was kind of like being played by Foxy somehow, but I think that Foxy should come out with him on like a step-up banner, maybe like a part 1, part 2 thing. But anyways, that's for another video. So, character skills. Skill 1, the Gomu Hook, 700 damage. When a counter succeeds, deal close range area attack with a stun effect that lasts 5 seconds. So similar to any counter ability, but when you're within the range, anybody who gets hit with his hook, which I'd say would be like 180 degrees, so like pretty much in front of you directly and a little bit to the sides, it would hit. So anybody within that range would actually get stunned for 5 seconds. I really love that stun effect in the game, so I hope more characters get that. So skill 2, Gomu Gomu no Flail. Step 1, 600 damage, a mid-range area attack that knocks back enemies and nullifies stagger for a set period of time. So he'd be spinning his arm around in a circle, and whoever walks into that fist would end up getting knocked back, and also it nullifies stagger, so you can't really knock him out of it unless you hit him with an attack that knocks down. So step 2, 750 damage on hit and defense reduced by 20%. So similar to that new Katakuri's attack where he rolls and then the second part he smashes the ground. Step 2 would be similar to that ground smash, and you'll just be able to reduce the enemy's defense by 20% and do a little extra damage. So character traits. This is the unique traits, unique to Luffy, as always, immune to shock and entrance, but this is a special one I gave him. When respawning, boost speed by 20% for 30 seconds. Now, because he was getting knocked down so many times in that scene, and Usopp was kind of cheering him on and kind of, you know, lifting his spirit and encouraging him to fight again, I think when you come back from dying, you should get some sort of buff, and you'll have like Usopp spawning with you, and he'll give you, you know, that little buff. So trait 1, when knocked down, increase defense by 20%. This stacks up to 60%. So you do actually, you know, again, like I was saying, when he got knocked down so many times in the show, he kept getting up and getting more and more kind of angry and strong. So that kind of goes with the theme here. When your strength is more than 50%, 1 HP will be left even after being KO'd by an enemy. So similar to other characters with that trait. Because he did get his ass beat by Foxy so many times, I think this is a suitable trait for him as well. Now trait 2, when you knock down an enemy, increase attack by 20%, increase up to 60%. So once you're knocking enemies down, you're increasing your attack a little bit as well. And when dealing damage to an enemy inflicted with stun, increase damage up by 20%, giving him a little bit of an extra attack buff there. I think this unit would be really fun to have, and just a really funny looking character. I really like him. So let's move on to the last character on the list. So the last character I want to see on this list, not the last character I want to see in the game, but on the list, I think she's a very hype unit. A lot of people have been waiting for her. That would be Carrot with her Sulong transformation. 4-star runner, I'd say she would be a Bounty Fest character for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. So character skills, Sulong transformation. So it's like a Sulong state similar to the Maramara state on Red Sabo, or Lucci's transformation, except this one I feel shouldn't last forever because it's timed. So step 1, 200 damage, puts Carrot into a Sulong state for 60 seconds, damaging enemies nearby with electricity upon transforming. So it releases like an energy field, and it actually hurts the enemies if they're close to you while you transform. 100% chance to inflict shock, and the shock time lasts 5 seconds. So step 2 of the skill, once you're fully transformed, increase speed and attack by 20% and cooldown of dodge by 50%, which cannot stack. I think this would be awesome because she is a very fast and powerful character, so you should be able to dodge and attack with a little bit of extra power there, and be a little bit faster too. So skill 2, Electro Claw, 500 damage, moves towards enemy at long range and locks onto all nearby enemies in a fixed radius, and deals damage switching targets within the radius. 100% chance to inflict shock and reduce enemy speed by 20%. So similar to Lucci, how he kind of locks onto enemies, and like you can hop over the map obstacles to get to the enemies. She should have something like that, but when you make contact with the first enemy, it should have like an area of effect where anybody within that area, she'll like bounce between them and actually do this damage to them. Now in her base form, she'll also be able to do this, because I want the Sulong form to only last 60 seconds because it's going to be pretty damn strong. So in the base form, she should have the exact same skill, but it would do a little less damage because you're not getting that extra 20%. So base form, these are the character traits. The base form, when attacking, 3% chance to inflict shock. Shock time 5 seconds. So because she only uses like the electricity or the Electro Claw from her hand in the base form, from what I remember, she should only have that trait. And when in the Sulong form, 5% chance to inflict shock on attack and when receiving damage. So it goes up a little bit, not too much to make it busted, but you also get it when you're being attacked. And Sulong form, when performing a perfect dodge, 10% chance to inflict shock. So you have an additional chance to inflict shock on enemies when doing perfect dodges. And again, nullify shock because she is pretty much just an electric bunny. The Energizer Bunny, let's call her that. Anybody like those batteries? Fucking love those batteries. Trait 1, when attacking an enemy who's inflicted with shock, high chance of critical hit. So it gives her a little bit of extra damage when they're shocked. Pretty nice stuff. When HP is 70% and above, increase capture speed by 50%. Because she is a runner, I think that is a very nice trait to have on all runners. And she is going to be fairly quick with all the buffs going on. Trait 2, when in an enemy's flag area, increase chance to dodge by 10%. And also attack by 20%. So you're going to have a chance to dodge passively, a 10% chance to dodge when they're attacking you. Kind of like the Snake Man Luffy's like last 30-second trait. Or when he's capturing a flag, he gets like a 10% chance to dodge. I feel like if she's in the treasure area, she should get a % chance to dodge. And a little bit of attack if you're in there actually doing some dirt. And the last trait, when you capture an enemy treasure, recover at HP by 20%, giving her a little bit more survivability. I think this unit would be fucking amazing, like an outstanding unit. I don't think she's too broken the way I laid her out here. I think she's, fits perfectly within the power creep, and I think she would be a really profitable unit for Bandai to actually make in the game. But yeah, if you guys like this, again, I'm going to be trying to do a couple different things. I'm trying to figure things out with the content here. I don't want to just do strictly showcases. I want to branch out a little bit and do a few videos like this. So if you guys like it, I'd love the feedback in the comments or on my Discord. I just made a Discord as well if you guys want to join that. I will leave that in the link. I'll leave the link in the description below. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like the video and subscribe for more of this crazy One Piece Bounty Rush content. And yeah, peace.